Good morning, traders. What I wanted to do here today is see if I can make a live trading video here for you to kind of show you the setup that I use to trade currency futures. As you can see right here, I've got the 6E currency future, which is the euro. I've currently got it up. I already made a couple of trades today before I was able to get the video turned on. But hopefully we'll get to make a couple of more here. The indicators are used. I want to talk a little bit about that. As you can see right here, this is called a start band. And what that is, it's somewhat like a Bollinger Band. And if you're not familiar with that, I guess you could look it up on Google. But it has an upper band, a middle band here in yellow. You can barely see it, but I don't use the middle band. The upper band and the lower band is the primary ones to use. And what that does is it tends to, if these little candles here, these green and red candles, these are 1 minute. I'm on a 1 minute time frame. That's what I use for scalping. And if it hits the upper band, it tends to revert back down towards the middle band. And again, if it hits the lower band, like you can see right here, it tends to revert back up to the middle band. It doesn't always work. Nothing always works. But this is a pretty good system to follow. It works decent. And also uses, it's a Tastyworks ST Squeeze Band. I don't know. I'm sure this is probably available on other trading platforms if you use a different broker. But here on Tastyworks, it's called Tastyworks ST Squeeze Program. And it has 4 different colors. As you can see, it has yellow, I'll call this teal, blue, red. And what this indicates is the pressure. Is a pressure for the price to go up, down, or not. For example, right here, this teal. Teal means there's a lot of upward pressure, a lot of upward movement on the price. The dark blue means there's still some upward pressure, but it is fading. Okay. Red means there's a lot of downward pressure, and you can tell by the length of the bars, it's the more pressure. As this one started to turn blue, you can see it was coming off yellow, which means the downward movement is fading. They get longer, which means there's more intense pressure. When it flipped to the blue, that means the high pressure is fading and it's getting weaker and weaker. And it finally flipped to a red, which means a lot of downward. And as the bars get longer, that means there's more downward pressure. The yellow means it's fading. And you can see it kind of flipped here a couple of times. So just because it goes from teal to blue doesn't necessarily mean it's going all the way down. And the same reverse with the red. As you can see, went red, yellow went back to red, back to yellow, back to red, and then as it started, finally it started going away up here, and is now turning back to teal. So what I like to do to use these 2 indicators in conjunction with one another. For example, right now we're a little in the blue, and we're right in the middle here. So there's a little, I'll say, a little fight kind of going on, and it just dropped from 415 to 400. There's a little fight going on. Who's in control here? Are people buying or people selling? So use these kind of in conjunction. As you can see, this one right here, where it hit the bottom band, it was completely red, and it went back to the middle. I think that's where the yellows came in. It says, hey, this downward pressure is weakening, and it went back towards the middle. So that's the setup I got. Again, it's on a 1 minute time frame, and I got 1D, 1 day. This is just 1 day. If you put many days in there, the candles will become so small you can't. It makes it very difficult to trade them and to follow them. And now, just a minute ago, as I was talking, I was watching the price. It went down to 17,400. Now it's back up to 17,430. We're getting some upward pressure. It's moving. The candle's turning green, which, a green candle is an up candle. In other words, right here where a candle finished green, that means that 1 minute time frame it was higher than the previous time frame. And red means just the opposite. It was lower than the previous. So there's basically three indicators in there: the candle color, whether it's going up or down, start bands, and the squeeze indicator. So right now we're watching the price. Futures tend to, at least in the currency futures, they tend to trade a lot around 25s, ending in 25, 17,425, 17,450. That seems to be a good place to make a trade. This currency future, if you've watched some of my previous videos, I say the trend is your friend, holds pretty true. It's a good indication of the long term. And right now, the trend in the 6E is down. As you can see today, it's only down 3 pips. The last one here is a half. So the currencies go in 4. When you talk pips, they go in 4 after the decimal point on the 6E. So it's down 3 now, 3 pips, and so that kind of is, in a nutshell, a quick nutshell of what's going on with the currency futures. And I'm going to get on my phone here, and you can also use Trade on Tastyworks on the phone. I'm going to put an order in to short this. It's 17,425. Now, one thing about it, you'll see 14,425. And it just got filled the minute I put it in. So now I'm going to turn around and put a buy in for 415. I try to make it 10. And there's the order. It's coming in. And it just got filled. So there was after commissions and all that, that was a little bit over $6. You say, well, wow, $6, big deal. But it's $6 many times a day. So that's kind of how you do it in a nutshell. Like I say, you can scalp these. The hours that I like to try to scalp right now, I got up at 3 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, and it's 3:22 right now. At 3 o'clock in the morning is when London opens up. London's the biggest Forex market in the world. And from 3 o'clock in the morning till around 11 o'clock, maybe some days even into noon Eastern time in the United States, these currency futures are pretty active. As you can see right here on this one, they start trading at 6 o'clock at night. That's the start of the day Eastern time. They trade up till I believe it's 5 o'clock at night, and they take an hour break. So they trade 23 hours a day. But you can see since 6 o'clock last night to 3 o'clock in the morning, it's about 9.5 hours. This one here is traded over 17,200 contracts. Okay, this is the largest, the 6E, the European, tends to be the largest traded contract on the futures market. I'm sure there are days when some others might outtrade it, but predominantly, I'd say over the course of a week, course of a month, this is by far the biggest traded one. And that helps you. And the way that can help is you can see here the bid and the ask. The bid means this is what somebody's willing to pay for it right this second. If you put an offer in for that right now, that's what you will buy or sell it. I'm sorry. The bid is a sell. So if you want to sell one, you can get 405 for it right now. The bid is 410. That's what if you want to buy one, you have to pay. There's a little markup in there. See, that's called that spread. That's true whether you're trading futures, whether you're trading stocks, or whether you're trading options. Somebody, it's like selling a car. When you want to sell a car, you will always ask for more than you're willing to take. and somebody tries to buy it and tries to pay you less than you're asking. And that's the same thing. It's called a bid and an ask. And when you finally come together on a price, that's when you make a trade. So I hope this video has been educational for you. Hope you learned something of it, and good luck to you out there.